Hello and welcome. I am Brett Dupree talking about my awesome health journey, and here's my two-part series pretty much on why, for me, I decided not to like weight loss surgery doesn't make sense to me. Mostly because some people have asked me and some people talk to me about it, and this is about my journey. And of course, if you're doing it, awesome for you. I'm happy for you, and I hope you get all the results that you're looking for. And I understand that there's a lot of uh, what's the word? That they walk you through it. They don't say it's a miracle, and they're like I've known a lot of people who have done it in the past, and I know they do a lot of stuff beforehand to make sure and to support. I'm just saying for me, this is why I just don't want it. It's for me at my 44-year-old self on 4/12/2023. But when I first started this uh, intuitive intuitive eating, not dieting, intuitive eating process with my nutritionist, one thing that really stuck out to me, this became a goal early on. And it's one reason why I was very adamant in sticking with it, even though at the beginning it was hard for me and a lot of failure or a lot of binge eating and a lot of weight gain, actually. But I stuck with it because of the prospect of this goal, which is not having food dominate my life. And yeah, I'm not talking about kind of the looking forward to going out and getting something delicious or something along those lines. Yeah, I still want to do that. I still like using food as a celebration or something to bond with somebody or, taking my future date out on dates at a food place that I think she would enjoy, that I would enjoy, or food adventures. Like those are things that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about food dominating my life, dominating, taking up so much of my mental and emotional energy. Mostly taking my emotional energy because I'm using food to like suppress my emotions. Because if I'm thinking about food all the time, I don't really have to think about like some things that's making me sad or upset about my life. I can put that with food. And talking about food dominating my life, I used to like this is how my brain works. I want to do something. My first thing is to read about it and research it. If I want, what sounds fun? Painting miniatures. I'll read 10 hours and look online on the best ways to paint miniatures instead of just, painting. Or, or let's say dieting. I used to listen to the Living La Vida Low Carb uh, podcast. I listened to at least hundreds of hours of that. Mark Sisson, Adam, that wolf guy who turns out to be weird. Uh, a lot of people. I've read all about it. I understand the idea of paleo. I researched the heck out of paleo, watched countless things online, and that takes up a lot of time and energy and mental space thinking about my food and stressing about my food. And I don't want to stress about food anymore. The freedom I feel, as I was saying in my previous video, is amazing. And that was one of my main goals. And weight loss surgery, you have to be very adamant and stick to a very decently regimented diet to get the nutrition that you need because your stomach's smaller. So you have to eat smaller times during the day, which, funny enough, something I'm sort of transitioning into on accident. I used to be a 3 meal a day type of person, but I noticed that I like snacking before workout and after workout, and I'm starting to work on eating less at breakfast, and then eating a substantial lunch, but some of a smaller dinner, so I need an evening snack sometimes. But so I may be just naturally switching that way due to just intuitively listening to my body. But anyway, I was a 3 meal a type a day person, or generally 2 meal a type a day because I didn't eat breakfast. And so, man, Toastmasters. Anyway, the thought process of starving myself for breakfast, or if I ended up feeling kind of bad or hungry, I would generally order out and get like a bunch of Wendy's, and that would just set up my day for disaster. I mean, that used to be, you've seen that picture of that guy, and it's a meme, and he puts that and there's straw yarn everywhere. That used to be how I felt about food and think about food all the time. And if I ate a lot at breakfast, I would have to eat a lot at lunch because I messed up my diet. And then I would have to eat a lot of dinner because, I'm starting tomorrow, so I don't want to screw it, might as well screw it up. I'm going to depriving myself. And that's another thing. I don't want to be depriving myself. You know how much energy it takes to not get something you want and just use willpower? That's difficult. In fact, one thing I talked to my nutritionist about, she actually, uh, what's the word? She counsels people who get weight loss surgery on that first 6 months before they go into it to work on intuitive eating with their weight loss surgery. So what I'm doing is not that different than what people do with weight loss surgery, other than not adhering to that weight loss surgery diet. It's just getting into that mindset. And I'm really, at least now, more focused on getting on that mindset and freeing myself from this obsession with food. Like, I want food to be a part of my life, of course, because I love eating and I like celebrate with food and all that jazz. But I don't want my. I like the fact that now when I eat breakfast, that's just breakfast. When I eat lunch, that's just lunch. If I eat a snack, that's just my snack. I'm just listening to my body cues and doing something about them. I'm not thinking about all the things I have to do now that I ate that, and going through all those things in my head and talking bad about myself and all the things about food. I don't have to worry about that. And so that's one of my main goals, is just really not have food be such a huge part of my life and my mental energy. And I feel that I'm getting towards that day by day. So basically, yeah. So those are pretty much the main reasons I don't really want weight loss surgery for myself, because it doesn't fit my personal goals on what I want to do with my body. And honestly, I don't want surgery unless absolutely necessary too. So if you were wondering, these are the reasons why, so you can stop wondering. I'm perfectly happy with where I am and perfectly happy with where I'm going when it comes to food. And I'm hopefully looking forward to more success in the future. Like and subscribe, and I keep on looking at myself because, man, look at my shoulders. Aren't they sexy? Like and subscribe and all that jazz.